everyone, it's Amber here with Pat from the Maine. First of all, thank you so much for sitting down with me.
Of course, yeah, thanks for this.
And I love the new album.
Thank you.
So you did have an interpreter on Warped Tour and have a little bit of experience with that. What was that? What has your experience been with a deaf band mix?
You know, it's something that I guess I don't know how much experience we've had with it. You know, obviously I think on like Warped Tour and some of the bigger festivals, you know, they do a really great job of making an effort to have an interpreter out and to make the experience way better for anybody that needs that. But beyond that, it isn't something that I guess we've had much experience with.
Have there been ways since that experience with the interpreters and stuff that you've tried to make your live shows more inclusive to deaf fans?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have an open line of communication with our fans, and are always checking our direct messages, and our managers are always checking his email, and any time that we get a request, we try to help. It isn't something that I guess at this point we are doing just on every single show. It's a thing where when we do hear the email saying that we need this city, so someone's going to show that they would need that, then we make it happen.
Captioning is an important part of inclusive content away from the live setting, and labels are typically in charge of captioning video content, but since you guys are dependent, what does that kind of thing look like for you?
Yeah, I mean, what's good with technology is it's making all that stuff so much easier. Where on YouTube, a lot of videos that can automatically do it and things like that. It is definitely something that we need to continue to get better. We're on the road, we're putting out a lot of videos and content and stuff like right on the spot. A lot of it is just like done on the phone and instantly uploaded. So with that kind of stuff, we don't, we're not able to obviously do it, and there isn't even a feature, for Instagram or something that does that, but we definitely on our bigger piece of content, when we do that with time, we make it happen.
Yeah, because automated captions are actually not the same as actual captions, because they'll kind of just pick up what it thinks it hears, and music it usually doesn't pick up, is what I noticed.
Yeah. I guess more challenging for like update videos and like the documentary and stuff when it's all of our interviews and that kind of stuff.
Right. And the new album, You Are Okay, discusses the idea of finding your way, being okay, and the stigma around mental health. There are stigmas around deaf music fans. In your perspective as an artist, what are ways you think fans can go about breaking that stigma?
I think for us, it's there's so many different things that we're passionate about, and I think just in general, it's just the overall idea that everybody is included and everybody is the same, and everybody's part of that, and despite any differences that you would see on the surface, it's like everybody is the same, everybody has the same mission and dreams and desires and things. So I think we hope that the community that we're building around our band is open to all types of people.
Everyone loves music.
Yeah.
If one day you woke up deaf or hard of hearing, hypothetically, what would you do and what would your reaction be?
I'm not sure. It isn't something that I've thought about before, I guess, but I guess you would just have to adjust. I think it would be something I guess you would try to continue on as normally as you were as possible. Hopefully with the help of friends and family and technology and things like that, you were able to do that. And I think really get into a positive headspace. It would obviously be a large adjustment.
That supports like a big thing. As a music scene, how would you like to see it move forward into being more inclusive?
I think, what's hard is, for us, I feel like all these things are pretty obvious. It seems like, why wouldn't we want everybody to, include it, and why wouldn't we want it to be a place for everybody? So, for us, it's something that comes natural, I guess, just in our thinking, which can be a negative thing because maybe we assume that everybody is thinking in that way, so you're not maybe putting as much action forward as you would like, but I think it's something that we need to be like, thinking about more, but I think it just begins on an individual level. I think us kind of being the people that everybody else is, in the crowd is singing on stage, we can set an example of like, we want everybody that comes to our shows as part of our community to be supportive of everybody and include everybody, and be helpful to anybody that needs support, that hopefully that, goes beyond just music, and the people at our shows are treating people that way when they're at the grocery store, and then that hopefully has a trickle down effect.
I love that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already checked out The Maine, please check them out. And their new album, You Are Okay, is out now. Catch you guys at the next one.
Thanks for taking the time.
Just take the mix. I'm tired to run from my wrist. I was about to let my